Hey everybody, and welcome to another post-update video. This one following the end of the last story. Oh man, such a bittersweet post-update video to make, because that means the project's officially over. Oh man, I know I gushed about the game a lot, but I really love the last story. I love the last story. I probably gushed about it more than I meant to, and it has been a little bit since I recorded the last, part of it that you guys saw, the bonus update video. I've had most of that recorded for a while, but man, watching people's reactions to the videos, and hearing people talk about them, man, it makes me want to go through New Game Plus just to see it all again and possibly even start another file, which is crazy. I don't know. It's just that kind of a game. It hooked me from the beginning almost. I think it took me about 3 to 4 hours to really get into it. But once I was in, I was hooked. I was hooked from the start. I did not want to put the game down for a long while, and I beat it in about probably 2 months, just because I just kept consistently playing it when I had time. Little interesting fact, the final boss music, and I'm not going to say too much to just not spoil it for anyone that hasn't watched the rest of the LP yet or up to that point. During the final boss fight, the music, there's actually a little interesting story with that. You may have heard parts where you heard kind of like screaming. That actually was in there for the purpose of voicing the outsider in pain. Like it's being forced against its will to draw on this power and fight, and it really does not want to. I'll play that little clip for you right now, just so you can kind of understand what I'm talking about. Alright, with that out of the way, as much as it pains me to do so, we're going to stop talking about the last story, and we're going to move on to what's going on right now. I'm still putting out The Last of Us Remastered. I know this is going to be kind of weird. I actually didn't mean for that to happen. When I was planning projects, it just did not occur to me that the last story would be still updating by the time I started The Last of Us Remastered. That kind of made it weird for a while, because it looked like my videos were the same. It's like The Last Story, The Last of Us Remastered, The Last Story, Last of Us. It's kind of confusing. That's still going on. I think I've, at this point, recorded up through episode 15. I had a great recording day not long ago, and I just, pushed all the way through. That's going to go on for a little bit. My guess for that series is it's going to be about between 30 and 40 videos. I am going to cover the DLC for that. For those of you that know the game, there's DLC that you can play after the game, and it's recommended you don't play it until after you beat the game. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to play the DLC or record the DLC until after I finish the main game. So that's that project. I'm really excited about it. Starting that project is kind of the first time I've used the new thumbnails that Serendipity made for me. Go subscribe to her channel if you have not already. Do so. She is a great content creator. She makes beautiful graphics and stuff too. And if you were watching on Twitter, I did get her a copy of Photoshop, so it's only going to get better. And speaking of Photoshop, I have it now. So here soon, I'm probably going to be starting to use that and really get into it and do some crazy stuff with thumbnails. But yeah, that's The Last of Us Remastered. I'm really enjoying the feedback from that one. That's becoming one of my more popular projects, and I'm kind of happy about that. It's a really great game, and I love it. I love The Last of Us, and you guys will know and understand, and I am so sorry if, my gushing over games gets on your nerves. you might want to unsubscribe and go to a different channel, because I'm going to do that a bit when I really love a game. So there's that. Rudrake Tries. Rudrake Tries is going pretty well. I hit kind of a rough spot with it there for a while, kind of thinking, man, I'm going to run out of ideas. Oh, when I feel like I've run out of ideas for Rudrake Tries, I either hit up everyone on Twitter, or I just like go randomly looking in GameStop or a local game store or something like that, and I always find something, at least one game to go just crazy with. And then there's my Steam library that I think there's a couple of games I still haven't played yet. I think I've played them all now, though, because I did a kind of a mass recording of Rudrake Tries again the other day. And that's something new, too. I'm actually starting to batch record Rudrake Tries episodes, meaning that I record a couple episodes of that, you know, when I've already tried to record one. Trying to record one per week that was one of the things I guess I was getting disheartened about, is because it felt like there were days I just could not get to it. So I'm fixing that by doing this. I have enough to last me for a little bit. In fact, you guys just watched Dust and Elysian Tale. That was part of a batch recording. That was the last of a batch recording. So this following Sunday, a new batch that I recorded starts, and I recorded 4. So I'm excited for you guys to see what happened there. Rudrake Tries is something that I'm sure you guys have, if you've seen it on Twitter, this is kind of a repeat, but if you haven't, one thing about Rudrake Tries is really it's almost more for me than it is for you guys, because it actually helps me just try out new games, because I love playing new games. I do. And that's kind of the idea behind it, is for me to start playing new games and really get some more ideas for future projects, and just to see what you guys think of me playing them too. Moving on from that, Games with Friends returned. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode of Robot Roller Derby Disco Dodgeball I did with Metal Blade and Zero Score. I'm probably going to be playing that and recording it with a bigger group here soon. I really want to. Games with Friends, I'm so glad it's back. I haven't been able to record Left 4 Dead 2 with Alex, Jamie, and Travis yet. I'm trying to get a day for that. I was waiting for Alex to get a new computer, because Alex really needed a new computer. And we still haven't recorded an episode of that on my new computer, even though it's, I guess it's still new. It's less than a year old, so I mean, it's still new to me, definitely. And will probably stay new for a couple of years just because of how good it is. But yeah, we haven't recorded that for a while. My recording methods have changed, so we're going to have to do a little bit of changing when we go to do that. But we'll get around to it eventually. I still have some Fortune Street and Mario Kart 8 that I recorded back in, June, with 2 of my friends closer to home. I'm having some audio issues with that. That's one of the reasons why you haven't seen it yet, is because I'm really trying to balance it out and stuff. But it will come soon, at least what I can use of it. And also, there's a Games with Friends that's coming out relatively soon, actually Wednesday, but I'll get to that. Future projects, what's coming up in the future? There is going to be a full Let's Play that's going to follow the last story. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. Some of you know, and those of you that know, please do me a huge favor and don't say anything in the comments or on social media and stuff like that, because there's a reason some people have had the heads up. I mean, I do have some people I go to talk to about ideas and stuff like that. And also, there's going to be some more people involved in this project than I've ever done in a solo Let's Play before. So it's going to be a little new. It's going to be different. There's not going to be as much that I need from them. Really, all they kind of have to do for the most part is show up, but we'll get to that later. But before we get to that follow-up LP, the Games with Friends that I mentioned, I went to record a Rudrake Tries of a game with Serendipitia and Magic Zenith. And I thought, oh, this is just going to be a short little video, da-da-da. We recorded for almost 2 hours. Needless to say, that's not a Rudrake Tries. I know I've done a longer Rudrake Tries before. If you guys remember Rudrake Tries Until Dawn, I would link you to that, but in all honesty, unless you want to watch 2 hours of me and friends playing Until Dawn, you don't have to go watch it. In fact, I don't really recommend it because it's kind of a long video. I mean, I like the video, and it was kind of the first time I'd recorded something that HD for the channel and that good looking for the channel. I was really proud of that video. But we ended up basically recording another collab series, and instead of putting that as games with friends for the weekends, I decided to just fill the Monday, Wednesday, Friday slot with that. Just, or at least until it's done. There's not that many episodes of it, but it'll give you something. It'll tide you guys over until I finally start the Let's Play that actually is supposed to follow the last story. Another thing I want to talk about is that Final Fantasy 15 got delayed. It got delayed until November 29th. I was kind of happy about that, for a couple reasons. Number one, I was looking at having 3 LPs at once, and I did explain that I could do that in another post-update video. I think that was the last post-update I did, or the last post-update video I did, excuse me, after Aladdin was finished. I told you guys that I could do that, and I kind of had a schedule in mind just in case I did, but I really didn't want to, because it would just kind of break up, the Let's Plays into too many different segments a week. And, two videos of a series a week almost isn't enough. 3, I think, is a good number, just because it gives you a balance between them. But anyway, it got delayed. The second reason is, this is the one I'm really excited for. The reason it got delayed is because they didn't want people that bought the physical version to have to deal with the day one patch. Like, they literally wanted you to be able to play it, the minute you got home. So they're doing well with that. Like, they're giving you the complete game when you buy it. So, and because I'm crazy, I wanted the physical edition. I pre-ordered the special edition. I know, go ahead, rant on that all you want and give me crap about it, but I wanted it. It was pretty. Sorry. But yeah, that's another reason I'm kind of happy it got delayed, almost 2 months. Or, yeah, basically a month. So, that's going to happen. Or, no, it did get delayed 2 months. That's right. It was supposed to release at the end of this month, September. Duh. So that got delayed. I'm still going to do it, but it gives me more time to finish The Last of Us and the project that's going to follow the last story here, and that way I don't do 2 Let's Plays at once. Another thing that's coming up is recently Sony announced the PS4 Pro. This is something I had known about for a while. I mean, they had kind of a Project Neo or PlayStation 4 Neo project for a while, and I was interested in it, mainly because usually I don't buy the mid, how do I put this? I don't buy upgraded consoles. I usually don't. I just, especially if I've already got like the first version of it, I'm like, I don't need that. This one I'm thinking differently. It's more powerful. It could possibly do 4K, even though I don't have a 4K screen, which is fine. I mean, it'll still make 1080p games look good, and it'll give a better frame rate too, which, hey, that's, for recording Let's Plays, hey, I am all for that. I am all for that. So I'm thinking about it. We'll see. Not decided on it yet. It would be a nice upgrade from the regular PS4, but we'll get to that. I still trying to get to some other financial crap right now, but I think by November 10th, I should be able to get that. That should be no problem. I have gotten so much overtime here lately, it's not even funny. Second thing, and this is way far down the future, like way far down the future. As you guys know, I'm a Mac guy. I love Apple. I do. Go ahead, ridicule me in the comments. I don't care. For audio video, I personally, you guys may have a different opinion, and that's okay. I've just found for audio video stuff, Mac is just king, reigns supreme, and I have never liked any Windows video and audio software, really. But that's my opinion. If you don't think that way, don't worry. There's good stuff for it, it's just not for me. But because of that, there are games that I can't play on my computer, because developers kind of look over Mac and go, oh no, we don't want to, rework the game and release it for an entirely different OS. And you know what? That's their choice. I call them lazy for it, but you know what? That's their decision, not mine. But because of that, I've been thinking a lot about buying a separate PC, like an actual PC, for just gaming, like strictly PC games. It would also free up some hard drive space on my main computer, which is what I use editing for and stuff like that. But it would also allow me better ways to play video games with people that I really, really want to play with. Like, I want to play Sonic All-Star Racing Transformed. I can't do that. It's Windows only. I want to play Dead by Daylight. right now at the moment of this recording, it's Windows only. So, and I mean, people have been telling me, it's like, oh, you could, go through boot camp and, put Windows 10 on your iMac. And I'm like, I'm not doing that because that's when problems with the Mac start, honesty. And I just, I know how to do it. And thank God, I have a best friend that has, got a basically computer science degree. I think it's what it did say. And he's a ridiculously good programmer and stuff like that. And I usually call him when I need help with stuff like this, and he would definitely make sure and help me set this up to make sure it didn't, suck. But I just don't feel it's worth the effort. I would rather buy a separate computer if I can, which PCs are cheaper. It'll be a whole lot cheaper than this iMac was. But I've got a lot of stuff to go through and get before I get that, in all honesty, because having two computers also means double computer maintenance, and don't really want to think about that. Anyway, that's all I've got for current and future projects. The last thing I wanted to touch on is a question that probably a lot of people on my social media sites have been kind of asking and wanting to know. How am I doing? Whew. Personally, I'm exhausted. I've been on 6-day weeks. This is the third one in a row, and 6-day weeks suck. Especially right now with my work. I can't go into too much detail. But it's kind of hard. Things have been pretty difficult there, and it's not getting any easier. And there's some other stuff going on too, but I'm not going to go into too much detail. But just to let you guys know, I'm okay. I am tired. I'm near exhausted. I did take a week upload break just because I really needed to. I didn't want to, but I was like, you know what? It's better that I do. It's really better that I do. And it did work. That is something that people kind of worried about, at least in conversations I've had with certain friends, is like, you upload every day, and that's a lot of work. And I'm like, trust me, I know. It is a lot of work. I'm not going to deny that. Uploading daily, I'm thankful that I have the computer now that I have. That way I can export crazy amounts of videos a day. I still have to go through and edit all of them. I've kind of evolved from my method of being like, sync audio, cut at random points, export, go. I've evolved from that into really trying to go through episodes and throw in random stuff, throwing really informative stuff and correcting myself, correcting my own past commentary and stuff like that, so I still try to take my time in editing and stuff. My internet still sucks. My internet sucks royally. That's something that hasn't changed. But getting daily content out is a struggle sometimes, especially when I have games with friends most of the time set to follow stuff on the weekends. Which is also why it's not the highest priority thing for me to work on. The highest priority thing for me to work on is solo commentary stuff, because that's what kind of drives the channel, honestly. I like collab stuff, but, lining people's schedules up is not easy. I'm thankful for the content creators that I know and am friends with to be very flexible and super easy to work with. Super, super easy to work with. I am so happy about that. But anyway, yeah, I'm doing okay. The uploading daily, it is a struggle sometimes, and I've noticed some of my friends are uploading not as regularly. And some people say, oh, it builds anticipation, but I don't know. That's just not how I want to do things. I could, and if I focused on just one game at once to Let's Play, I probably would. And I did think about doing that when Final Fantasy 15 comes around, but in all honesty, I don't know. I don't think I could just record Final Fantasy 15. I think I'm so used to the, the two projects at once kind of routine I've gotten into. The reason I do that is so I have varied content, and it also kind of gives me a break from a long-term RPG, because I love long RPGs. I love RPG games, but not everybody likes that stuff. Not everyone wants to sit through 30 minutes of sometimes repetitive boss battles and cutscenes and tons more cutscenes. I love that stuff. That is the stuff that I cut my teeth on when I was younger in my gaming my gaming younger years, but not everyone wants to watch it, not everyone wants to watch zombies. Some people don't really like horror games, like The Last of Us, even though The Last of Us is one of the least scary horror games I've ever played. And really, I love that game not for the horror elements, more for the story and kind of the overall gameplay and the development and how great it is as far as the gameplay and the story and how it was developed and how unique it was. That Naughty Dog just makes great games. They do. Not everyone wants to watch a game about fart jokes, even though that's been one of my most popular videos this year. I don't understand why, but whatever. I guess it's just because fart jokes are funny. But anyway, yeah, uploading daily content is a challenge sometimes. And I hope you guys like the varied content that I come up with. That's kind of why I made the schedule the way I did, and that's kind of why I made the channel the way I did. It's kind of a reflection of me, because I like varied content too. I don't just watch, one Let's Play of a certain game. I don't watch, just Let's Plays of certain types of games. Sometimes I don't always watch, Let's Plays of games that I like. Sometimes I watch a Let's Play because it's the commentator and I like their style and I want to see what they can do with it. And, if the game ends up being something I like, I might pick it up down the road. And hopefully I do that with you guys too. One of my goals for this channel is to show you games you probably have not seen before, haven't experienced before, and hopefully through my commentary, you come to love it. So, anyway, I think I've rambled on long enough. Sorry if this is a little bit longer post-update video than normal. There was a lot to cover, and hopefully I didn't stumble over my words and ramble too much. But thank you guys so much for watching, and join me next time for another video. And the following Let's Play that will follow the last story will come hopefully within a week of the collab series with me, Tia, and Zenith finishing. Not going to make any promises because I'm still kind of working on some stuff, and in my mind right now it's not close to launching, but we're getting there. We are definitely getting there. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, Roderick out.